Hello, friends. I'm early today. How are you all doing? Um, so I figured I'd go here early. I, for those of you who may not have seen it yet, hey, Kimberly, it is early tonight. Um, we're a half hour early, and that's because for those of you who may not have seen my Facebook post, I threw my back out today. Um, I was out earlier today with the cats and I was taking pictures of flowers like I do every day. And I was bending at the knees like I have, learned to do since the last time I threw my back out, bending over to pull clothes out of the dryer. And on the last flower that I was taking pictures of, I couldn't stand up. So I thankfully, by that point, all but 2 cats were already in the house, and, the other 2, before my back completely spasmed out, I was able to get the other 2 in. Thankfully, they ran to the door. We have a little sign. I go like this with them, and they generally like, I've taught them that when I do this, it means that it's time to start heading toward the door. Um, and so thankfully they're learning that and they ran to the door and I was able to at that point still walk my way to the door. Um, at least pushing myself enough because I know I had to get them in. Um, I made it into the kitchen and then I couldn't go any further. So I lay on the kitchen floor for about 30 minutes. Um, because I couldn't get up. Andrew couldn't help because my back was spasming. And so I lay on the kitchen floor for about 30 minutes and pretty much not able to move. And I took some Tylenol and some ibuprofen, which I can't take a lot of ibuprofen because I take blood thinners. So, and that is a blood thinner as well. So I took that anyway because it's a muscle spasm and that's the only thing that's really going to work. Um, and I lay there for a little longer. And then I was finally able to stand up enough to get myself in, which is like 10 steps into the living room on the couch. Um, Andrew had to go because he's working on projects up at the cottage, and he didn't get a lot done last week. And trying to let him get his things done that he needs to get done up there. A lot of the things that he's working on, I don't know if you saw, he's been working on some raku stuff. His raku work, kind of, it's important to try and do it in the light, in the daylight. So I don't know if that's what he's doing up there today or not, but um, yeah. So anyway, why am I on the live? I should be resting. Well, I had to go to the bathroom to be 100% honest, and our bathroom is either upstairs or in the basement. And I figured if I'm going to make it anywhere, I may as well try and make it upstairs, um, because that's where the bedroom is. And so let's just say it was an adventure, a painful adventure trying to go to the bathroom. And I then said, okay, let's see if I can go in and see if I can gather some stuff for the live tonight. Because um, it's not desperate times, like desperate times, but also things have been hard lately. So I don't want to necessarily miss a night of, doing the live if I don't have to. So I said, the chair in the office, this chair I'm sitting on is usually pretty comfortable. So I'm like, I wonder if I can sit because I cannot sit. I could not sit on the couch. I could not sit in the living or in the kitchen. All the chairs were too hard or too, I don't know. I was not able to do it. I got behind my desk here, sat in this chair, and it feels better. It's not perfect. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this chair. I may be sleeping in this chair tonight, but, um, it actually is letting me relax a little bit, which is wild, um, because this is like an old, worn out office chair, um, but it's actually I'm able to sit and not go into convulsing pains. So I'm going to sit here, and the reason I'm doing the live early is because I got here at this time and I said, I am not going to wait another half hour just sitting here um, to do it. So I'm coming to you a little bit early, and that's how it's going to be. We're going to sit and chat for a little while, as we always do. And then I have 30 things to show you that are the things that are within arm's reach where I don't have to bend over to look on the floor for anything, um, or bend over at all. So we are limited tonight to the things that I could find that are sitting right here, but there's some fun stuff. Lots of buttons, check glass and check ceramic buttons. I had a bag of those, so we're gonna do those. And then I have some odds and ends, some random stuff that I had here. Thankfully, whenever I bring things home for the live, I often overpack. I bring home a few extra things, and it's all those extras that are sitting on this chair next to me that I can use for tonight. So that's what we're gonna do. Kimberly says those raccoon pieces look really cool. Yeah, some of them came out really cool. Um, I'm interested to see how they finish out and what more he can do with things. This was his first time trying it, and it was a very, let's just say it was a very stinky process. Um, he was doing it outside, and I was in the cottage doing the D-stash last night. So if you didn't see that, we did a D-stash last night. Sometimes I forget it's Monday. Didn't talk about the whole weekend. We had a D-stash last night, and I was inside the cottage, and I could smell it coming through the cottage. Um, and uh, it was a stinky procedure. Let's just say that. That putting things on fire and then snuffing them out in paper and cardboard, and it's stinky. But he got some pretty cool stuff out of it, and it was a good learning process, I think, for him. Um, Sorry, I'm also we had a scheduled power outage, I believe, this morning, and um, this computer went down, and it takes a long time to come back up, and I didn't realize it until just about before I started. So I'm restarting this computer, um, and so I'm not glad there aren't more comments, but I'm kind of glad there are not a ton of comments so I can keep up with them here. Um, Kimberly says, I hope they make it to the drop eventually. I know I like the experimental. Oh, I like the experimental stuff. I know you do. Sometimes even the stuff that Andrew doesn't want to get rid of, or the stuff he doesn't want to sell. In a lot of cases, he'd be happy to get rid of it. I think he doesn't want to sell it because it's not, good enough to put out there with his name on it. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this stuff that he's making, or what all is going to show up in the drops, or what he's going to have for this week. Tomorrow, I believe, is his first day with his possible new intern. So that's going to be, I think, interesting and fun. I hope it works out. At least it's scheduled tentatively for tomorrow. I haven't heard um, the final thing, whether it's going to be tomorrow or not. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping to be around and moving around tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this room tonight. I don't know how I'm going to get back downstairs. I said, boy, I hope I don't have to go to the bathroom again. It is, throwing your back out is not fun, y'all. It is not fun at all. Um, and this time is worse than the last time by far. Um, the last time at least I could walk around a little bit. Um, I literally crawled up the stairs to get up the stairs here tonight. Um, so yeah, that's why I was like, I may as well do the live because I'm here, I'm up here, I am, this chair is comfortable, and I do not look forward to trying to get back downstairs. I'm actually pretty hungry, and there's soup in the fridge, but I don't know how that's going to happen tonight. I'm hoping that at some point the ibuprofen really kicks in and I can at least kind of walk around a little bit more and it won't be so terribly painful. It's one of those things that, um, as long as I'm using my legs or upper body, it's fine. The moment I have to engage my back muscles, they kind of spasm and they tighten up really tight. And then I have to like sit on my side or like relieve the pressure of using those muscles and then they kind of goes away. Um, so like anything like sitting up, like out of a chair or sitting down into a chair because you usually use a lot of you don't realize how much of I didn't realize how much of my back muscles I use to get up and down and out of a chair, like into a chair and out of a chair. There's a lot of back muscles that get engaged for that. So this getting older thing, y'all, I think we should just get healthier as we get older. I don't know why. Like our body should be used to like reproducing itself and making the cells better, and it should just like keep going. Like it should feel good about that, and it should know how to do that by now, and it should just be ready and willing to make those new cells and replenish itself and feed itself well with the nutrients we give it. um I don't know why it has decided to why this happens. Um, but it looks like my computer's coming up a little bit here. I haven't been able to share this on Facebook to let everybody know that we're going live early. So I'm going to try to attempt to do that right now. Um, but I don't know that it is up enough to get me there. We'll see. Um, let's see if it works. Um, yeah, who's out there? Who all's out there? I see a few people watching. Kimberly, I know is out there. Kimberly's commenting. Thank you so much. There, we're live. Hey, it is. It's working up pretty fast. I've gotten this computer to work a little bit better lately because I cleared almost everything off of it. And so, having cleared the majority of a lot of things off of it, it's working pretty well. I'm just going to share this right now. And of course, it doesn't want to type as fast as I'm typing. There we go. There we go. How's everyone doing out there? What are you all doing? I am obviously uh having back issues today. How are you? What's going on? Give me something to talk about, y'all. Help me out. Um don't make me come up with all the conversation today. I can barely think. Um what's going on out there? Let's see. Let's post this in the group so people know that we're actually live. Ah, all right. There we go. There's as much posting as I think I can do. Let's post it to the story as well. Hey, there's Leslie. How's your back feeling now? Um, as long as I don't move too far and I sit in this chair, it's fine. Um, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this chair. I don't know how I'm going to get back downstairs. Um, but maybe I won't. I may be eating in the bed tonight if Andrew comes home tonight. We'll see. Um, but yeah, that's how it is. It's terrible, really. Um, it's it's not that bad as long as I don't move. How's that? It's I'm trying to just laugh about it because it's just so stupid. It's really just so stupid. Um, it's one of those getting older things, and it's just dumb. It should not be happening. Um, I also, when I was crawling up to the second floor here, I could not bring my drink. So I'm lucky to have brought my phone. I'm like, I better take my phone in case something happens to me in the bathroom. Um, so I took my phone, but I could not take my phone and my drink. So I have no drink. Um, but hey, we'll get through this. We'll get through this. How are you all doing out there? Tell me something good to take my mind off of my back. Um, Kimberly's working as usual. That's no good. I mean, it is good. At least you've got work, right? At least you've got work. That's what I think about. At least we've got work. At least we've got people supporting us. It could always, let's knock on wood. It could be worse. Let's not let it be any worse. Leslie says, "Oh, poo, sorry." Yeah, terrible. Um, I have taken some ibuprofen, and hopefully that will help. At least take the edge off a little bit. I've taken some Tylenol. Hopefully that will help. Um, I can't take too much ibuprofen because I'm on blood thinners, but because it's a muscle related issue, I was like, I'm taking it. I don't care. I will, I will, I will take one less blood thinner tonight if it means I have to take the ibuprofen. Leslie processed and shipped a bunch of orders over the weekend. Nice. That's good. Um, let's see. Kimberly says I had to take, oops, a couple hours off for an appointment. Why is it not? What's going on here? Um, yeah, I'm glad I didn't, like, I had a lot of things I had to do today that I didn't get anywhere because of this, which is, but I'm glad I didn't have any appointments today, like major appointments. Um, because I'm like, I have so much work to do, and I really was hoping to do it today, and I did not get to do it today. I don't know why my Facebook is coming up okay. My YouTube is not. All right. So that's what's going on here. I know we're out of our normal time, and there they come up. Now the comments are coming up. At least some of the comments are coming up. Not all of them. But anyway, I couldn't bring my other computer up here either, so I don't have that. So I'm gonna keep up with the comments as best as I can here. I hate that it turns the comments. The way this app works is that when you put your finger on a comment, it puts a big blue thing over it with the word show, so that if you tap it again, it'll show it on the screen. But sometimes that blue thing sticks. I can only see one comment at a time because of the minimal screen size available. And so as soon as I hit it, it covers over the comment in blue and I can't actually read it. Um, which is so annoying. StreamYard did the same thing. They would hide our comments because the screen size is so small. And it's like, I actually want to see the comments. Like, that is the whole point of us going live, is at least for this part, is to actually be able to see what y'all are saying. Leslie says, I'm actually having a nice dinner for a change. Well, what are you having, Leslie? What's you having? What's going on? YouTube is very slow tonight. Something's happened. Like, my computer is very slow, but my Facebook is running. It's YouTube that is having an issue. And I'm wondering if it's slow on your end. I wonder if there's something up because I haven't been on YouTube today. I don't know what's going on. I don't see anyone over on Facebook either. But it's not our normal time. So people, I don't expect people to tune in too much. Um, and I wasn't even gonna do this, but like I said, I got up here and I sat in this chair. Because if this chair hurt, I was like, I'm canceling the live. I'm like, if I can't sit here and do this, I am going to cancel the live. I'm not going to do this to myself. But this chair actually feels really good. So I was like, if I'm going to be sitting here for a while anyway, because getting up the stairs, going to the bathroom, and trying to get out of the bathroom, um, uh, put a lot of pain there. So I'm like, I need somewhere to sit where it's gonna feel good. And I'm like, we'll try it. We'll try this chair, and it feels really good. I had a feeling it might, just because of the way it's shaped. It kind of indents a little bit into your back, like, and I think that's helping, which is a good thing. But yeah, that's my life today. Took the cats out and blew out my back. Um, I felt my back starting to tense up a little bit. I was telling Andrew this morning, I was like, my back is really kind of starting to hurt. And I had it had been going on for a few days. It was getting sore. And I was like, I just have to be careful. And I thought I was being careful because I was like taking pictures of flowers and I was bending at my knees and I was not like bending over, and still something I did threw it out. Liz said chicken lemon piccata over quinoa, small salad, and an adult beverage. That sounds good. I don't drink anymore, but I could use an adult beverage tonight. um, that would be that would probably make things a little more delightful. Um, but yeah, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. I'm looking forward to trying to make it back downstairs after this and get some soup. That's what I'm looking forward to. We still have the split pea soup. We've been eating other things instead of the leftover soup. The one day Andrew wanted some chicken nuggets, fake, of course, faux chicken nuggets. And so instead of eating the soup, we had the faux chicken nuggets. And then he had made some rice, and we had some rice the one night. And so that wonderful split pea soup that I was talking about, how much I wanted it, I've not had it again yet. So it's like I've put it off now for a few days. And now, yesterday, he was like, you know what would sound good? Subway. So I went and got Subway subs yesterday, and that sounded really good. So we had those yesterday, and we've not had the soup. So I'm like, now I want the soup. It's like that delayed gratification. So now I can't wait to have the soup. Um, Ice cream for dessert, says Leslie. Nice, nice. Um, yeah, this weekend was a good. How was your weekend? Weekend was a good one. For me, the store was semi busy. I'll say that. We weren't super busy, but we had on, was it Friday or Saturday? Anyway, throughout the weekend, we had a number of people in. I can't remember what day was what anymore, but throughout the weekend, we had a few classes. Some people came in for classes. Some people came in to pick up packages. Some people bought during the 35% off sale. They bought some things, and I had them ready for pickup in the store. And they were picking them up, and then they were like, "I like these so much." And they've bought things, but they've never actually sat down and made things yet. It's like they're amassing, this collection, and they wanna do some things, but they haven't had time to sit down, and I'm like, they're like, "How long would it take if I wanted to make a bracelet?" I'm like, "Let's just do it. It's gonna take, like, 25 minutes. Let's sit down, let's do it." So I talked them into it, and we sat down and we made some bracelets. Um, Before that, we had a friend from Ligonier came up with one of our Johnstown friends. They know each other. So they all came in, and some of them sat down and made a necklace. And that was really good. I totally forgot to take any pictures. Um, I don't know why. It's I should know by now. I need to I need to show things, but, forgot to take pictures of the one. I did take pictures of the other one because I was so mad at myself for not taking pictures that morning. I was like, "We're gonna take pictures." Um, so I got some pictures and showed those, very pretty bracelets she made, using, some faceted vintage check glass ruler beads that we have in the online store, as well as, some of our AG fine pewter. We have these cute origami kind of boxes in the fine pewter line, and also these puffed wave coins. And that's what we used in that. And it came out really, really nice. It doesn't show as well in the pictures as it does in real life. It looked really luxe. It looked really good. So did that and did some spring cleaning, some stuff. Um, of course, I made some reels and tried to share those and told people about classes and tried to do some stuff that way. You know, we focus a lot of our promotional stuff on the online store and these lives, but we don't show a lot about the physical store. And I'm like, why aren't people coming in? Well, you got to tell people about the store. I also visited some of our friends in town to talk about things that we can do creatively together. So we're trying to plan some cool things where we can all get together and work on stuff. We want to have kind of a creative night um, where people will come that night, that day, that night, and they will get something from each store to create a thing. And so we're at first I was thinking maybe like a doll because we have a store that does painting and resin. We have a store that does 3D printed critters and things and also does some sewing and some stuff like that. Then we have a fabric store that does sewing and sells fabrics. And then we have our bead store, and then we have a ceramic store if they want to get involved too. So I was thinking, what can we do where people would come in for a night and you would hop from store to store? You would gather your components and you would work on a mini project in each store to create a finished item. And that's what we're kind of working on trying to do together. So I stopped in. Some of the store owners weren't there this weekend. They're doing shows. So I stopped in where I could. Um, and we also want to try and get the cafe involved and get them to do some food and have maybe food specials or things like that for the weekend, just to try and get the area that we're in known as kind of a creative place to be in Johnstown. So we're brainstorming together. We have a group on Facebook together, and we're trying to put something together so that we can get people in and have people hop from store to store and do some fun stuff hopefully with us. So we'll see how that goes, but we've got plans that we're working on, and hopefully people will come out and do some fun stuff with us once we get it all figured out. So that was my weekend. um, it really wasn't terribly busy necessarily, um, but Yummo, that sounds fun, says Kimberly. I think it'll be fun. Um, because like I was thinking, we're thinking maybe some kind of like purse charms or something like that now but I was thinking dolls or something of some sort where like they could 3D print like a body, like a doll body, a head and body or something, and have kind of a form, and then they can go to the fabric store and make kind of like a cute dress or a little shirt or something like that. And then they come up to the bead store and we make a little jewelry necklace for it, or we're trying to think of different things, but now they're one of the store owners was like, "What about purse charms and things like that?" So we could 3D print a purse charm, or you could put in a piece of fabric, like it would be a square on the outside that have some holes in it, and then we can put the fabric inside. So you can pick your fabric to decorate it on the inside, and then loop some some charms and beads from the bottom of it. So we're trying to figure out what all we can do. Maybe put resin over the fabric or something. I don't know, but I think it's gonna be. I think hopefully it's gonna be fun. Um, and we'll figure something out, and hopefully we can get people up there and get to do it. Many of you saw over Christmas, I went up to the Russell House, and that's this big house that you can rent out in our area. It's literally probably 2 blocks away from us. And we were all talking about doing something up there too, but I'm also trying to focus on getting people into our stores. Like, it's very important. It's great to do outside events, and events that are very close to your stores and things are great. And especially because it will give us more room, but also we want people to like literally visit the store. That's the whole point of getting people in, right? Is to let them see the store and let them see what you're trying to do and what you have available, and talk a little bit about what the store is about, and why you're there and what it means to you. And so we're trying to figure out ways that we can do that. So that's why we came up with a little store hop. And then we might also do some other things in the bigger place that would take more room, but um and where we could have more people. But um there's also something fun about uh hey Jennifer, thanks for joining us. There is something fun about having your store full. Like, sometimes, you want a bigger place so it can fit more people, but sometimes you want a smaller place so people have to kind of fit in. Um because it makes it feel more vibrant. You don't want it to be dangerously full, but it makes it feel more vibrant. It makes it feel like there's more activity happening. Um, that, I used to work at Apple in New York, and that store could get insanely loud. Um, and what I was told, um, and I don't know if this was true or not, but what I was told is that people believe that the store was built so that even if there are a few people in the store, it sounds loud. Like, people talking will echo and it will make a lot of noise because that creates an environment where people feel like it's busy. And there is something to that. When you come into a store, some people hate a busy store. They walk in, they see it's really busy, and they leave. But if people are in the store and having fun and people walk in and it's busy, it looks like a party, right? And usually we do have drinks or hors d'oeuvres, snacks, things like that too on events like this. So it really brings people in, and it feeds that energy, and it makes it an event, rather than just like a shopping experience. Well, it's rather than just visiting a store, it is an experience or an event. um, Kimberly says we have quilt hops here. You go to each participating store and you get a small gift and turn in a card for a giveaway. A giveaway is a good idea too. um, we want people to actually sit down and make stuff, though, if possible. Even if it's just gluing something in, or it's like, doing a quick wire wrap around something. Even if it's just a little bit, we want to create that where people come in and they do a little project. We don't want it to be a long project in each shop, but we want them to do a little project in each shop, so that they see what it's about, and they see that they can do it. They get that hint in their mind. They're like, oh, I did that. I could do that. And then it gives them a reason to come back and maybe do it again and again and again. Kimberly says, for your local shop, each store can have like a piece of a finished project. You can go to each store and get all the pieces. Yeah, that's kind of what it's going to be. Kind of. Um, but we want them to start with one piece, and maybe that's a 3D printed piece from our friends who do 3D printing, and they can talk about their 3D printers and how they do things and all the stuff that they do. And maybe they'll have one there that people can see it working. Maybe, I don't know. We haven't There are some of the people that weren't there this weekend, so we haven't talked over everything with them, but that's what I envision in my head. And then they can pick up their 3D printed piece, and then they'll move over to the next store and cut a piece of fabric and fit it into the place where it goes. Um, and then maybe coat it in resin or do some kind of resin work. Um, because the people who do the 3D printing are also somebody who does resin and um, like resin keychains and things like that. So we got to figure out how everybody can get their stuff involved. She also teaches painting classes, so that's something that we could maybe add in there. But if they go and they coat it in resin, maybe, and UV resin cures pretty quickly, at least for the preliminary cure. Um, and then they can come up to the bead store and we'll have little things where they can dangle little charms and they can put some beads on a head pin and wrap the head pin and dangle it or something like that. Um, so because we want them not to just take finished components and put them together, but we want them to do a little bit of crafting, a little bit at least. And they'll go to each store to pick up a little piece and they'll do a little bit of a craft in each store, hopefully, is the goal, or at least learn about the craft. Um, let's see here. Susie says, I'm late. Hi, Susie. You are not necessarily late. I'm early. I started at about 7 today because you missed the whole story, but I had to come to the bathroom upstairs, which was a whole thing with my back right now. It was not easy. And while I was up here, instead of, I was like, I'm going to go into the room and see how this chair feels. And if this chair feels okay, I had a feeling it might, because like I said earlier, the chair kind of has it's kind of sculpted. It's an old chair, but it's still sculpted a little bit for your back, being an office chair. And I'm like, if the chair feels good to sit in, I will do the live. That's telling me to do the live. If the chair does not feel good to sit in or it's painful, like I cannot sit. I tried sitting on the couch. I tried sitting on the chairs in the dining room. So I was like, chances are it may not feel good. That's going to tell me, don't worry about the live. We're not going to do it. But I sat in this chair and it actually felt relief. So I was like, I don't know how I'm getting out of this chair today. I don't know what's going to happen after this. I might, like I said, I might sleep in this chair, but um, we're here. And I got here early, so I was like, I'm not just going to wait 30 minutes sitting here by myself doing nothing. I'm just going to start the live. So that's why I started early. Um, and I tried to share it with people, but my computer took a long time to start up. Jennifer says, Andrew had mentioned that there's a bead shop in Lancaster. The owner started out with a pottery store where people could come and paint pre-made pieces. That was very successful. So they opened a bead store where people can come in and shop and make things. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Our store is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and from 11 to 6. And for any moment that we're open, you come in and you can sit at the table and make things. Our classes are free. We don't charge for classes. You only pay for the materials that you put in your project. And you pick out those materials. You create your project, you create your price point. And anytime we're open, you can come in, sit down, and make stuff. That's what we're trying to do. That has not worked out very well. People don't seem to like that or understand that. So we're looking at possibly creating a class schedule every day where you can come in from this hour to this hour and make things. Otherwise, wait till the next day or the next weekend. It seems like sometimes people need to have um, need a schedule like that. Then just that stopping in thing sometimes makes people not stop in. It's weird. But some people like an actual set thing. So we're gonna maybe try that. We'll see. I haven't launched into that yet, but we'll see. Susan's here. Hello, Susan. Susan says, William, I hope you're doing better. I'm only doing better because this chair is taking a little bit of the pressure off of my back. I crawled up the stairs to get to the bathroom today um, because I could not stand. So that is how I am doing right now. Why am I on the live? Because I may as well do the live if this chair is comfortable. And I pulled some things. I couldn't bend over here to pick up anything off of the floor that we have around. So I got anything that I could that I could reach that was at the level that I was able to be at as I got in here. I was able to um, shuffle my way in a crooked walk into the room here. And once I was doing that, I did not want to. I didn't want to try to bend over. So that's how I'm doing. Um, Kimberly says mini canvas and a bezel. Doing that has been in my head for a while. We could do possibly something like that. Um, then we got to figure out how we're going to do the fabric part of it. So we've got ideas though, and there are at least four, if not five or six of us that are going to be involved in the deciding process. So um, but somebody has already started making some mock-ups of things, and that's really helpful. And it's kind of been good to see what their ideas are and what maybe we could do. Susan's here for a bit. Nice. Like a free swim schedule, kind of. Nobody comes. Nobody does the free swim. So we might try and do a more, um, you know, Leslie says, yes, people need a schedule. Sometimes, and then sometimes when we say schedule a time, they get offended that we're making them schedule a time. We've had that happen. Um, like, you mean I can't just come in? I gotta make an appointment. We're like, yeah, it helps. So that threw us off to the point where we were like, okay, then you can just come in anytime. So we've opened it up to any time, and then people don't come in. It's hard. It's hard to figure out what's going on, right? Susie says, I have to go out tomorrow. If you need anything, let me know. Thanks. Yeah, you know, uh, I appreciate that. Andrew is also out running about. He's just at the cottage right now, working on some stuff. Um, and there's really nothing that he could do for me here um, because I can't stand. Pretty much most of the time I cannot stand up. So even if he were trying to help me around the house or like I can't even with like being held up, I really have a hard time standing right now. So uh if I can completely lean on something, then sometimes it's okay. But um I think the only reason I made it out of the walked in here this far was because I had the ibuprofen in me. I think that's why. Um, but hey, I'll let you know. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know what, pretty much there's nothing that can be done other than I need to rest it and hope that whatever is making it tense goes away. Um, I feel really badly because I was not able to get to the cottage to do stuff today, and I am behind. I feel I'm behind. I'm behind. I'm not really behind. I feel like I'm behind, and it feels like one day pushes me even further behind. But you know, it is what it is. I'm getting older. I have to I have to go with the flow some days. That's just how it is. Um, Kimberly says, y'all planning something that sounds so fun. If I was there, I would so be there. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. And we're gonna do more things. Like we have the yard beside our store that is ours. And so we can there's a so in addition to the creative shops that are there, there's also a masseuse. There's also a gentleman who teaches music. Um, and there's the cafe. So we're like, if we can get the whole block together and have the guy who does music out there playing some music and maybe open up our yard to have some tents and some music and some food there or have the cafe, be open that night and have special food available or maybe bring the food into the stores. We haven't decided all that yet or talked with everyone yet, but having music, having food, having tents outside maybe where people can do stuff and gather and, just kind of make it festive and make it feel like a fun time, I think would be fun. Jennifer says that sounds fun, like a block party. Yeah, it could be really fun. Andrew says you've been really pushing lately. Hey, Andrew. Yes, I have. Um, I have been pushing, and I knew today that my back was not feeling great. It started like a day or two ago, and I can feel when my back it gets this weird tender feeling to it. And I was like, it feels like something's starting to be pinched. And I've been trying to take care of it. I've been taking Tylenol the last few days to try to ease it off, um, and trying to get enough sleep. And today it just hit me. It hit me out of the blue, taking a picture of a flower, and I fell to the ground. Like that was it. Um, but yeah, so that's that. So I'm here because I made it up the stairs to try and go to the bathroom. And I decided we're gonna do the live since I'm already up here. Um, and before I try and get back downstairs, I figured if I go back downstairs, there's no way I'm going to go back upstairs again. So I figured while I'm up here, if this chair was comfortable, we're gonna do a live. If the chair's not comfortable, live is canceled. If the chair's comfortable enough, we're gonna do this quick live. Um, like I said, I'm not going to be here very long, but we're not in a position to skip a bunch of days, and I don't know if this is going to get better or if it's going to get worse, like by tomorrow. So I figured if I'm able to do the live tonight, if I have to skip it tomorrow, then I'll skip it tomorrow. Andrew says, I heard moaning in the kitchen. I was like, what's going on in there? Yeah, he's like, you okay? And of course, me being me, I'm like, yeah, it's just my back, while I'm laying on the floor. Um, because laying down on the floor was the only position that felt possible. Um, Susan said, I missed part of what you said. The plans sound fun. Yeah, we're getting together with our we're trying to make a plan with our friends in Johnstown, all the creative shops. We have um like 5 creative shops within a block. Um, and so we really want to get people out there and realize that they have this possibility to come out and create, and we want to get them out there and do it. So we're trying to find a store hop idea that people can start a project in one store and take it to the next and build on it, and then take it to the next and build on it until they come out with a finished project. Um, and then hopefully we can get food and we can get music and we can have a whole block party out of it, and it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm hoping. Andrew says, I told William he should rest. Yeah, he's like, if you need to cancel the live, cancel the live. And if this chair didn't feel good, I would have canceled the live. But it feels okay. It's doing okay so far. Jennifer says, I hope the kitties take good care of you. They have been. They have been around me quite a lot. I've locked them out and I hear them scratching on the door. Um, but they think I'm like playing because I'm like crawling on the ground. So they're like, this is not normal for you. So they're like rolling on the ground in front of me and trying to be cute and trying to play with me. And I'm like, I'm just trying to climb the stairs to go to the bathroom, kids. Um, so um, they are taking care of me, but they think it's very fun that I'm crawling around on the floor with them. Hello, Anne. Thanks for joining us. Anne says, I hope it does not get worse tomorrow. Me too, Anne, because um, I don't know what it would be like. Um, I don't know how it cannot get worse. It's not allowed to get worse. Andrew says, well, don't overdo it. If I need to hustle to make extra money, I can. I know, but I hate to put that on you. And, um, you know, as long as I can sit, I can do this. I don't know. Like I said, today is mostly going to be buttons because I had a bag of buttons here and I had some extra things right here where I didn't have to bend over too much to try to get to. So, it's going to be very random tonight. I don't know if you're all going to even like anything tonight, but hopefully this is all not for naught, and somebody will like at least something, and it will make sense for me to be here doing this. Um, as soon as I can relate, Saturday I walked 20 blocks in downtown St. Louis. It was a pain afterwards, but I felt it necessary to do my civic duty. Plus, I wasn't going to be outdone by peeps in their 20s and 30s. Yeah. 20 blocks, that's a lot. That's a lot of walking. Um, Andrew says, I don't know if we have Epsom salts still. I don't know, but I could not. There is no way that I think I could get down into a tub and then back out. Um, I couldn't even sit on the toilet. Not to say too much, but I thought sitting would be easier. No, it was not. So yeah, I getting down into something like like a bath and back up out is not gonna be, I don't think, possible. People in their 20s and 30s can outdo me, says Andrew. He's like, let them go, let them outdo me. Yeah. Um, yeah. Right. Today, pretty much anybody could pretty much outdo me today, I think. Um, because like I said, I can barely stand and walk. So um getting back downstairs to try to eat is gonna be interesting. Um, but I shall prevail somehow. I'm just hoping that that extra ibuprofen I took will kick in and be fine. Um, Amanda says, "Hi everyone. Hope you're doing better now, William." No, I'm being, I'm trying to be joyful, and you can't. It is what it is. It happens, but um, I'm only okay because I am stationary. Um, Otherwise, my back seizes up and creates tremendous amounts of pain if I move. Andrew says, I marched in my 20s. They can march now, right? Yeah. Yeah. Although some things are still worth marching for. Susan says, be careful. Maneuvering tubs can be challenging with the back, hip, and leg issues. Yes, that's why. Um, I was saying earlier, you don't know until your back hurts how much you use your back to get up and down out of a chair. Like sitting down, lowering yourself without anything to hold on to, um, is pretty much impossible. That's why it was not easy. Sitting on the toilet, not easy. Um, we don't have like rails to hold on to, so that was very, very painful. Um, and then trying to stand back up again, equally painful. So yeah, trying to get down into the tub, no, that's not going to be. And so, um, let's see. Jennifer says that happened to me over Christmas once, and I had to get muscle relaxant pills to get over it. Yeah, that's what I'm like. We'll see. This doesn't go away because I can't take a lot of ibuprofen because I'm on blood thinners, and it is a blood thinner, and I can have like internal bleeding if I have too many blood thinners or too many ibuprofen, um, or if I would fall and hit my head while I'm on both, that's a big no-no. So I have to be very careful. I will probably skip a blood thinner tonight so that I can take an ibuprofen before bed. But it's like playing with those things. But yeah, muscle relaxers at least don't thin out your blood and they help. So I might have to talk to my doctor. We'll see. We'll see what I have to do. I see those ads for accessible showers on TV and they suddenly make sense, right? Yeah. I understand why people don't like to have stairs or like to have a bathroom on the primary floor of their home. We do not. My bathroom is either going up the stairs or going down the stairs. There is no bathroom or powder room or anything on our first floor. So that makes it a little bit difficult in these situations. That's why once I was up here, I was like, we're going to see if I can do the live because it's going to be a while before I find out how to get myself down the stairs anyway. So here we are doing the live, doing the thing. Why not? It's nice to hang out with y'all anyway. I don't have many people hanging out tonight. I don't know why that is, what might be going on in the world. Um, Maybe nobody expected me to go on anyway because of my post, but um, and someone else said YouTube was acting up for them today, so maybe that's also a reason for it. But um, yeah, please hit the share button. Please like, share, do all the things. Let people know we're out here. Um, Jennifer says it's not 8 yet. I know, but we usually go on at 7:30. Usually we get somebody here by then. We've got a few people out here, so thank you all for being here. Um, Susan says, I hate asking the hubs for help for stuff like getting in and out of the showers. Um, uh, but I hate to. I feel as though I should do this myself. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I don't want to have to ask for help to sit down on the toilet. And I don't think Andrew wants to have to help me with that. So, I mean, I know he would, and but that is, I don't feel like I'm there yet, right? I don't feel like I am at the age where that should be something that I need to have help with yet. So, it is funny though. You have to laugh. You have to laugh about it. Um, but it is incredibly painful. Let me just say, it is not fun. And the only reason I'm able to not be in pain is because this chair is comfortable and I'm not moving. Um, Leslie said, years ago, I slipped and fell getting out of the shower, ended up with a hairline fractures on 2 ribs because I hit the rim of the tub. Oh, no, no, let's not. Let's not do that. Jennifer says, basically, feel like your own grandparent. No, I don't know. I don't need to feel like that yet. I don't need to feel like that yet. I don't want to feel like that yet. I guess nobody ever really wants to feel like that, right? But like going from one day where basically I was just out like pulling weeds out of the flower bed, using the shovel to dig out roots of bigger plants, using the tree trimmer to like doing all of that. And then a few days later to like bending over, well, not even bending, squatting to take a picture of a flower and then popping my back out. I don't know. It didn't happen when I was doing all the harder stuff. So, Leslie said it was definitely painful, especially since I can't do anything about it. Yeah, if you just have hairline fractures in your ribs, I don't know if there's like even much they do with like broken ribs, um, unless you're doing like a big body cast or something. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think I cracked my ribs before. Um, I was doing taekwondo. I used to take taekwondo, and at one point, um, I kicked very, very high. And what ended up happening is I kicked so hard and so high that my other leg went out from under me. And I came like, so I was like kicking, and this leg went, and I ended up falling crashing down on my ribs on cement. I was on cement when this happened, and it knocked the wind out of me. And for days, weeks after that, um, for a day or two, I could barely walk. Um, and we didn't go to the ER. We didn't do anything because I didn't feel like it hurt that bad. But I think I cracked my ribs, to be completely honest, or did something, or had hairline fractures. Something happened because it knocked the wind out of me, and it didn't hurt necessarily right away, but the next few days I was in pain. Um, and so I think that happened, but because we knew like there's nothing they really do, um, and there was no reason to even think about going or looking really. Um, and of course, we didn't grow up with a lot of money, so going to the ER was not something unless you absolutely had to. And if I would have said that I think I cracked my ribs, my parents probably would have taken me, but I didn't really say anything too much about it. Um, my dear friend Jeannie and her adult granddaughter brought us pizza yesterday for lunch. That's good. That's nice. It's nice when friends do that, right? What kind of pizza was it? What'd you have? Yeah. All right, y'all. I am going to um I'm gonna flip the camera around and start showing you a few things because I don't know how much I can be here tonight. So I'm gonna try and get through the 30 lots. We'll see how it goes. Um, I'm good as long as I'm not like bending over too much. And to show you stuff, I don't know how this is gonna work. So we're gonna flip the camera around. We're gonna do this. And then I am going to call it a night. I probably will not invoice until at least tomorrow for today. Um, I can't really do it from this computer up here. And I don't know what kind of, um, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to my computer downstairs and do all that. So invoicing probably will not happen until at least tomorrow when I've rested and hopefully feel better. But I am going to show you some stuff tonight. Anne says, my sister's girlfriend was in a bike accident. Urgent care told her that she was fine. Pain never went away. And another doctor found several broken ribs. That's wild. I think ribs are kind of like that. Like, I feel like I've heard stories like that before where, like, people didn't realize they had broken ribs and doctors didn't realize they had broken ribs. Um, and I don't know why that is. Maybe it's harder to see. I don't know. Um, but that's wild. I'm glad she figured it out. I don't, like I said, I don't know that they can do much for it. And Leslie said they wrap you up, but yeah, I think I did crack some ribs at some point in my life, especially when I did that. And um, who knows? Who knows? Um, but yeah, I hope after she had the broken, she figured it out. Because that has to, like, it's painful. I can only imagine. Like, I remember what it was like when I think I possibly cracked mine. And I don't know if I did or if I just knocked the wind out of myself and then I was bruised and sore for days and days and days after. But it hurt. That even hurt. So if mine weren't cracked, um, I can't imagine what it would be like to have cracked or broken ribs. Um, Leslie said hairline fractures don't show up in x-rays until they start to heal. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. All righty. Let's see here. We're going to do WER lots tonight. Werewolf, I don't know. We're going to do those tonight anyway. And like I said, we're going to oh, I missed Jennifer's other comments. Says that happened to me over Christmas once and I had to get muscle relaxed. Oh no, I did say that. I missed that. Lying flat on the floor. Yes. Lying flat on the floor is definitely that felt pretty. I was laying on my side on the floor and that felt pretty good. Like I said, I have a lot of buttons tonight, so we're going to do a button night for the most part, and then at least half the night's going to be some buttons. Hopefully y'all like them. I can't say if anybody is buying anything because I could not bring my other computer up here. And this one, I can't get the email to work on it. Still, I've been working on that. And maybe if I end up sleeping in this chair tonight, I can fix the email on the computer. But yeah. I've got two of these buttons. These are check glass, vintage. They do have glass shanks in the back. These are WER1. They are $3 each, and I've got the pair of them. Let me write each on here. And they're really cool because they've got this gold luster in these they kind of just like hacked away, I feel like, at the glass. And then they put, there's like, it's no real, I mean, I guess there is a pattern. They are pretty much the same. So there's a pattern done, but it just kind of, I love that look. That's WER1. And these buttons are approximately 18 millimeters. 18 millimeters. Trying to find my penny, but I don't see my penny and I can't move around too much to go looking for it. So we're just gonna have to do without. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say I don't want to do without the penny. And says I have some of the WER1 buttons, really nice. Thank you. Glad you like them. Glad you like them. Let me move this over a little bit this way since I don't have my computer here. And see if I can scooch my chair over just a little bit without making it too painful. There we go. That'll give me some more room here. And like I said, I'm sorry I can't tell y'all if any of these are selling. Hopefully some people will buy some stuff, make it worth it for me being here today with my back. um, and you know, one of those days, one of those days. But I was going to probably sit here anyway because this chair is actually really comfortable. You sit here and turn on the YouTube on my big computer. This will be where I spend my night. This is Egyptian motif button, Egyptian revival. This has a glass shank. This is a vintage from 1998, the year I graduated high school, 1998. One of those available, $8, WER2, and these are about 26 millimeters by 33 millimeters. What a pretty blue, says Jennifer. It really is. It's like that periwinkle, right? So pretty. Really pretty blue color. The thing with my back is I feel like it needs I just need to I need the chiropractor to take it and just crack the hell out of it, and then I feel like it would pop back into place. But I don't know if that's true. Because it could cause a pain worse than anything else also. Check glass is amazing, says Susan. It is. It is. I like check glass so much. This is check glass button. These are fruits. There's an apple and a pear, and it looks like some grapes or cherries there. We've got two of these red buttons, fruit motif, and they are $4 each. Two of them available. These are about 18 millimeters. 18 millimeters on those. Let me just put out, I may as well just put out both of them so you can see them, right? I did that in the first ones, may as well do that. Why not? Jennifer says, this is crazy. I graduated high school before you were born. I don't know. I was born in 1980. I was born in 1980. And here I am having back problems. Throwing out my back. This is a beautiful check glass button. It's got a bug on it, and it's got that ladybug going toward those poppies. Looks like a poppy to me anyway. It's a really beautiful heart button. It is a glass shank, vintage check glass. I love that. Ladybug into the poppies. And this one is about 21 millimeters by about 21 millimeters. WER4. Susan says, my cousins is your age. You have cousins my age? Yeah. I'm 46. 46. I always find it funny that some people don't know how old I am. I'm pretty vocal about my age, especially on my birthdays. Um, yeah, I'm 46. WER5. This is a vintage Czech ceramic button. Ceramic buttons from the Czech Republic. The person we got these from said that they went to the Czech Republic to try to find the factories where these were made, and they are all gone. They were all gone. So these are not to be made again. I didn't even know there were ceramic check buttons until we got these, and I think these are super cool. My cousin's son. Oh, your cousin's son. Okay. Andrew says we must be getting weather coming because I have a terrible headache. I don't know. I didn't. Let me see if the computer, it is started up enough, I think, to be able to check the weather. Let me see here. This is about 34 millimeters for WER5. That's not what I want. There's the weather. Uh, it's not saying rain till Wednesday. All day tonight, supposed to be just cloudy or partly cloudy most of tonight. I don't know. There's some rain up north of us. At least that's what it's saying here, which it could be lying. But also, isn't when is the full moon? My weather thing. I thought my weather thing told me that. I guess not. When's the full moon, everybody? The power must have went out tonight. There was a scheduled power outage this morning at like 7 a.m., I think. Because this computer went out, and then I looked and there was a scheduled power outage for this area. Susie says, anything I can get for you, let me know. Thank you. All right. Let me keep going here. WER6. Sorry, I'm going pretty quickly through these, but obviously there's a reason for that. Susan says, my head is achy too, supposed to get severe thunderstorms with hail and wind. Oh no. We don't want all that. Yeah, we're supposed to, I think we're getting thunderstorms, but not until Tuesday, I think it said. No, Wednesday. Wednesday, we're supposed to get thunderstorms. This is, oh, this is really pretty. I don't remember this one at all. This is WER6. This is another Czech ceramic button. And look at that beautiful glaze job on that. Super pretty. If you like buttons, it's a good night for you because that's what I had, a bag of buttons beside me. This is about 37 millimeters. WER6. That was Amanda saying severe thunderstorms. Oh my goodness. Just hope the storms miss you, says Susan. I know, right? This is another ceramic check. It's giving cloud dancer, says Jen. Yes, it is. WER6, definitely. WER7, this is a really cool one too. Beautiful button. And this one is hard to tell because it's this way. It's about 33, we'll say 33 to 35 millimeters by about 21. And like I said, sorry, I can't tell if anybody's grabbing these. I can't let you know. So please, if you like something, just send those emails in. I don't have my other computer up here, and this computer doesn't have the email yet. Here's another one of these round ones. Beautiful vintage Czech ceramic button. Got a cat hair on my finger. Okay. Beautiful natural color. This is about 34 millimeters. Andrew says, how was the D-stash last night? I mentioned that earlier if y'all missed the D-stash last night. It was okay. I had a lot of fun with people answering questions. It was a little bit slow as far as people grabbing things. So if you did miss that and you haven't checked that out yet, please take a look. There's still a lot of good stuff. I think I pulled some good stuff for that. We appreciate everyone who did grab some stuff last night. It was a lot of fun though with the questions. I had a lot of fun. We asked people if they've been camping before and if they liked it. If you could experience a different time period, not live in it, but if you could go experience a different time period, what time period would you choose to experience? There are a lot of good answers for that. This is a Czech glass frog vintage button in white. It's definitely giving Cloud Dancer. Vintage Czech glass white frog button. And this is a big one. This is about 38 millimeters. I was asking about the time period would experience, and I think I'd like to experience time before, like before any humanoid like creature was on the earth. I would love to see what the earth looked like before all of that. Like maybe not, I don't know, like not necessarily dinosaur time, although I think that would be fun. That'd be dangerous. But like if I could just go back and experience and see what the earth was like before all that, I think it would be so cool. Like to see what kind of plants and animals and things were around and how probably lush it was and probably smelled really good, I'm guessing, from all that fresh air and nature. WER10. This is a ceramic check button, $3. Um, Andrew says, I laser cut a piece of paper. I put it in a place where I would definitely not lose it. I lost it. That's funny. Hey, Susie. It's a stunning frog button, says Jen. Nice. It is, right? This one is an odd shape. It is, I'm going to give it this way. It is about 34 millimeters by 30 millimeters. What was your paper for, Andrew? Not that I can get up and look for it, because I definitely can't get up and look for it right now. That's not happening. All right. WER11. What else is going on, everybody? Did y'all have a good weekend? Anybody do protesting? Anybody do any fun things? Because I want to put it through the ruling mill. Ah, I see. Look at this one. Vintage Czech ceramic button in this gold metallic luster finish glaze. That's beautiful. $3, WER11. This is about, we'll say 46 by 20 millimeters. And we were going to go to Pittsburgh to go to craft show, and then we didn't, um, mainly because I think, well, Andrew stayed up working on some stuff, but also we know we get very tempted when we go to these craft shows. And even Andrew, he's like, I'm gonna want to buy some stuff. And I'm like, I'm probably gonna want to buy some stuff too, but we can't really afford to buy some extra stuff. So we ended up not going, um, because it's probably best for our budget at the moment, unfortunately, to not do that. Because we are trying to save to work on the cottage and we have a lot of things to do there. So um, even though sometimes it feels like you have a little extra laying around, we really don't. We need to put it toward what it needs to go to. So we took away temptation and I went to the store and he stayed working at home at the cottage. This one is 35 millimeters. Andrew says I wasn't feeling well. Yeah, that too. Um, these buttons would be so cool on a cuff, says Jen. It could be, right? Leslie says, I have to say goodnight. Back to work. Feel better soon. Thank you, Leslie. Have a good night. Have a good night. Andrew says, I wanted to scope it to see if it is a viable place to sell. Yeah, I wonder how they did. I haven't talked to anyone. We need to talk to our friend and see how how she did there. If it was a how the show went. Okay, I'm gonna put one away. We'll start putting some of these away to make room for others. Since we didn't go, I have to see how it went. Yeah. I know our friend from Pittsburgh, she was there, and we need to talk to her and see how it did. WER2. WER3. WER4. And sorry, like if you're just joining us, I can't let you know if things are selling like we normally do because I did not, I was not able to bring my other computer when I crawled up the stairs earlier today. So um, I'm just showing them again in case they haven't sold out. But please feel free to send us your emails if you'd like to claim anything. We really appreciate any and all sales and all of the support. Andrew says, I love the new fence. Oh, me too. The neighbors at the cottage put up a new fence. You may have seen on Andrew's timeline. He was sharing about it. And, you know, I always like, I think a fence can be a wonderful thing. Like some people get really offended when people put up fences. I am like, this one, they put up a pretty tall fence. At first, I thought it was going to be shorter, and it ended up being pretty tall. And I'm glad because we were like, I saw them out doing it a few times, and I almost went over and was like, if you want to make that really, really tall, we're not going to worry about what the actual um what the actual law says. You can make it as tall as you want. Because it's so nice to have privacy. Like our yards were just open to one another. And while that is sometimes nice, it doesn't need to be like that. And now when I feel like when we're out doing things, we're not being watched. And when they're out doing things, we can't see them. It's actually quite nice. Some people were like, you should check the local enforcement and make sure that it's not too tall. Or I'm like, no, they can go taller if they want to. They could go sky high if they want to. There's a saying about fences make better neighbors or something like that. Um, and I can totally understand. Um, We're very lucky to have great neighbors in town, and we have no issue with our neighbors there either. But it is really nice to not feel like you're being watched um, anytime you're out in your yard, and it saves us from having to put up a fence. WER13 is this one. This is vintage Czech ceramic, 2-hole button, and this is a 25mm button. And I think the last button tonight is this one. It's a fairly inexpensive night with a lot of like $3 buttons, right? So I think that's a good deal. This is really pretty too. This could definitely be Cloud Dancer with some amethyst in it, some grays, purples, and whites. Be really pretty. Andrew says, I stopped to get washer fluid. Oh, good. Where'd you stop at? And this one is 30mm. 30mm. Oh, all right. Clear this out of the way. Andrew says, I don't like how people can see into our house in town. It's really weird living in town. Like, yeah, I don't know. I grew up, my house was way out in the country when we grew up, and you didn't worry about people looking in your house at all. Um, but living in New York City, I was on the first floor of the building, and you always had to kind of have the drapes closed because it was my bedroom that people could look into if they were looking in. And then people, of course, looking across the building, across the alleyway, and like you just kind of gotten used to like either having things closed or just knowing people would see you. But now it's like in the middle of things, and it's kind of like it's so weird. Like you like during the day you can have things open because it doesn't feel as intrusive, but like at night, like if you have your windows open at night and the like because your lights are on, people can really see into your house. It's so weird to me. It's so weird to me. Um, let's see. Andrew says, oh, he says, I picked up a treat for you since you are busted. Thank you. Says, it is all for you. Oh, what is it? And Andrew said, it's raining on my face, so your app is wrong. Oh boy. Where are you? Are you home now? Are you home? I didn't hear the door. Yeah. Well, see, my app is generally worthless. I always say that. I always have to ask Susie what the real weather's going to be. She has a better app or a friend that tells her the weather, and they're usually right. All right. What do I got here? This we had this at 25. I'll bring this down to 20. Let's bring it down to 18. What the heck? $18. This is no, I'm at the cottage. I'm trying to finish that brooch. Okay. I didn't think you were home yet. I don't know what kind of delicious treat did you get for me that's all mine? Susie says, I always pull my blinds down at night, especially downstairs. Yeah, it feels like you're way too open, right? Like when I grew up, we didn't worry about that. Um, we didn't need to worry about that. No one saw in our house. Um, Andrew says, I'm going to pack the heating pad for your. Oh, good. Somebody asked me if we had a heat. Gina asked if I had a heating pad. I said, we used to, but I have no idea where that is. Amanda says, my storms start at 11 tonight. Oh, boy. All right. Next up is this strand of beautiful dyed bone. And it's this beautiful light brown color. Sometimes it's very dark black that they dye these. These are beautiful light brown. And you get the whole strand of beads for now $18. They were 25. I was gonna do it at 20, and then I just said, let's do it at 18. So one strand, these are available from about, they're available from about, they are about in size 23 by about 8 millimeters, 23 by 8 millimeters. Andrew says, sometimes I make eye contact with people looking into the house. I don't love that. I know, right? That's no good. It just feels very alarming. I know some people don't mind, but it seems very weird to feel like you're on display in your home. Now, I had some big ceramic beads. They're kind of like a very metallic-y, silvery black bead. You can't really see it very well in the photos on the D-stash last night. And then I found these today. Um, these are even bigger ceramic beads. These were $10. I'll bring it down to $8. I've got 2 lots of 4 of these. And these are these big ceramic in this kind of green, blue-green glaze, crackle glaze. And you get 4 of them for $8. And they are about 26 millimeters. 26 millimeters, WER16. I have 2 lots of 4 of those. And it says, I fantasize about making a little house here at the cottage. Yeah, especially now that there's a fence. It's even more fantasy worthy. Let's see here. These were 24. Let's bring it down to 16 for y'all. And so I also think about putting a building for the shop at the cottage. It'd be like a little compound of buildings. I know. Wouldn't that be nice? This is onyx. This is a black onyx faceted drop, strand of faceted drops. You can see some of that, the onyx kind of streaks through there. And that's a vintage strand of faceted drops. Each of those drops are about 30 millimeters by 16, 17 millimeters. One strand available, now only $16. Andrew says, we used to watch shows on people who built their own homes for cheap, and it seems like it's possible. I know. They make it seem like it's possible, but we got to remember those shows we watch, they're like 30-minute shows or an hour-long shows, and it took them like 12 months to do their project or longer. It makes it look really possible and really easy. Okay, I lied about that, those being the last buttons. I do have some buttons here. WER18. These are cat buttons, and they are $8. That's $8. I know that looks like $18. $8 for the pair. Vintage check ceramic cat buttons. Super cute. 2 of them available. Andrew says, I love our house, but I like being able to walk to the cottage. Be nice, right? One pair of cat buttons, and these are approximately 35 by 27 millimeters. And it says, I keep hoping we'll win the lotto so we can buy the building next to us. The guy passed away, but I have a feeling it'll be too expensive. I have a feeling it will be too. I don't like to say that, but I do have a feeling it's going to be expensive. And we had to do a lot of prep work to be able to buy our house, being small business owners. And that's even when I had another job to help. It's not easy for small business owners to buy things like a house. They do not make it easy if you don't have like another job with a steady income. WER 19, $8. This is one of Andrew's beautiful polymer clay pendants. Andrew says, that house doesn't show up on Google Maps. Oh, really? Do any of them in that development? Andrew says that neighborhood is pretty high. Yeah, I feel like it's a special little neighborhood. I don't know. Oh, I just suddenly got really, really warm. I don't know why. Having a hot flash here now too. Let's see, we had this at 10. I'll take it down to 8. WER 20. This is a lot of vintage check. Says all the other houses show up, that one doesn't. Huh. It's a lot of vintage check, kind of melon beads. And they're in this kind of opalescent blue glass. Really pretty. There's actually like two kinds. There's more of an opaque, and then one that's more a little bit transparent with that opalescent kind of blue. Anderson's part of this talk about buying more buildings. Yeah, let's. I don't think my back can handle that tension today. We don't need more, but if we buy anything else, we got to get rid of something. That's the way it's got to happen. WER 11. It would be nice to have that. Like, I'm gonna have to play the lottery, see what the Powerball's up to. Play the lottery tonight. I think it is. I think it goes off tonight. Because it would be nice to have that house right next to the cottage for many, many reasons. We are at 13. Andrew says, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, William. Okay, let's see here. Oh, sorry, I'm having a little bit of pain when I sit up to gather these. So if I go really quiet, it's just so that I don't like swear out loud, probably. So you don't get to hear all the obscenities that are flowing through my brain. The other thing is that we can pick our neighbor. What do you mean, pick the neighbor? Put this away. How's everybody doing out there today? Still doing okay? You never know who could move in. Move in where? What are you talking about? We buy that house up there? Oh, move in right there, you mean? Yeah. We wouldn't have to worry about picking a neighbor. That's the nice part. We'd be the neighbor. Yeah, because it's really close. It's really close to our cottage. You don't want to get somebody who's nasty up there. Anybody want to get a house near us? Let's see here. WER 21. These are fun. Um, these are pink opal. These are a dyed pink opal. Um, these were 90. I will bring them down to 60. I only got one. I say they because there's one of these in pink. Let's see here. Andrew says, yeah, you know the one we've been talking about. Said it'd be great to remove some of the trees that are on that property that threaten to come down on the cottage. That's for sure. So these are a pink opal heishi. And they're really, really pretty. And then we also have WER 22, which was also the same price. And I will bring it down to the same price. And this one, oh no, this one came undone. So this is the blue, but these are on the sterling silver extender chain and lobster claw. But this one, we lost the jump ring out of here. The jump ring came out, so it undid that. But it could be put back in with the jump ring, or you just um, just take it apart anyway, right? Andrew says, I canceled Melanie tomorrow because you were about. You can still do it. Why are you canceling for me? That has nothing to do with me. You can still do it. Don't cancel on my account. I could be healed spontaneously by tomorrow. These are beautiful. These are, again, they're a dyed opal. They're not the flashy like Ethiopian or they're not that kind of opal where they have the flash. They're like a regular pink opal but they're really pretty and they're done with a solid dye because if I have to help you get around, oh, I'll be fine. I don't know if you could help me get around much the way it's hard for me to even like there's not if it's like this again, I won't be moving too much anyway. That's nice of you to think about, but you don't have to stop. You can go get your internship started. Says it's too late now. All right. Well, just saying. This is a pair of onyx beads. These are a larger pair of onyx beads. $5 for the pair. One pair available. They are drilled. They're drilled. There it is, across the top. Top drilled. So they are drops. like that. And, oh, I didn't give you the size on the opals. The opal Heishi's, 6 millimeter on the pinks, and the blues are a little bit bigger. They're closer to 8 millimeters. And then these are 25 by about 35 millimeters. That piece of paper, are you still looking for that piece of paper that got raptured? I'm gonna have to laser cut another piece of paper. Oh, here's another button. I thought I had all the buttons together. This is the frog button again, but this time in purple. Purple frog. WER 24, $8 for the purple frog. Oh, I just found it. I guess it's a center too. You just found it. 36 millimeters. Vintage check glass frog button. It was blending in with a white tray. Oh boy. Boy, everyone's so quiet tonight. How are y'all doing? How come everyone's so quiet? It's like no one. Andrew's talking to me, thank goodness. Who else is out there? What are y'all doing? You having a lazy Monday? Everybody's so quiet. All right, let's see here. Let me put some of this away. Something going on out there I don't know about. Everybody's so quiet. Something happening in the world. Let's put this in here. Cat buttons. Kimberly was cooking. What you cooking? What's on docket for tonight? Jen was eating a burrito. Nice. Burrito sounds delicious. I can't wait to try and get downstairs to have some soup. Meatloaf, rice, and green beans. Oh, I do miss a meatloaf. I do miss a meatloaf. That's not the right. That's not the right thing for that. And sleepy. Sleepy, sleepy. I get it. I'm sleepy too today. I think it's the pain knocking me out. Andrew says, I don't know why I started to teach classes with glitter. I love it, but I hate it. And there is glitter everywhere. Glitter everywhere. Yeah. Glitter is fun, but it doesn't take long for glitter to be absolutely everywhere. I don't know how people who are on Facebook, how do you watch on Facebook when the comments don't? Do your comments update? And says, if I get done with this brooch, maybe I can bring food up to you. That'd be good, but that way you don't have to go up and down the stairs. That would be good, but we'll see. I left my drink downstairs. I don't want you to have to hurry because I know you're working hard on that, and I don't want you to hurry and mess something up. I think this is at 16. I think it's a good deal. So they had pita chips with baba ganoush and blue cheese spread on wheat crackers, says Anne. That sounds really good. That's nice. Like deluxe dinner. Baba ganoush and blue cheese spread. Um, I hate glitter, says Kimberly, refuse to use it. Yeah, I get that. This is a red aventurine. We had some red aventurine coins yesterday in the D stash and they sold. So I saw these and I thought people might like them. Now that I see them on camera and under these lights, I think 16 is too cheap, but here it goes. I'm not going to change it. These are beautiful red aventurine faceted rounds. Hey, Kim. Says happy Monday. All my craft circle was canceled. I get to spend time with my AG friends. Well, thanks for joining us. We're almost done. We started a little early today because of my back. Um, so that's why we're almost done at this hour instead of just kind of getting started. Normally we would just be getting started with the show. These are about let's see, can I see that? About 14 millimeters or so, 13, 14 millimeter. Probably meant to be 12. But 13, 14 millimeter faceted rounds. Um, let's see here. And it says, my mother was using some paper with glitter. I told her it was a mistake, and she realized it was. Weeks later, I saw glitter on her table. She will never get rid of it. It's true. It's true. Like, even when you vacuum and vacuum and vacuum and clean, the glitter somehow, like, you'll find glitter like in your hair. Andrew says, well, this pattern is real subtle. So after all that looking for that paper, now it's too subtle. This was 18. I'll bring it down to 16. Kimberly says, I was the mean mom. Glitter projects from school had to stay in Ziplocs. Jennifer said, you'll see it on your cat. That's for sure. This is by Harry Wood. This is a raku fired wing pendant. There's the connector up there, the bail. Look at all those pretty, pretty colors. And this is kind of a matte. This is a matte version. Sometimes he does the glossy wings. This is a matte one, which is really cool. I don't think we've had, I think this is the only one of those we've had. Really cool pendant. It is approximately 70 millimeters by 25 in inches. That is approximately 2.5 inches by 1 inch. Andrew says, did you tell how our one hussy cat be flirt? No, I didn't. So I was out with the cats today before my back went out, and um, the neighbor kid Connor came over, and I was taking pictures of the cats, and I heard coming up, I said, "Ooh, she's so pretty," and I was like, I don't know who that voice is. Um, he's at the age where his voice has changed. Um, and so I didn't recognize him. And I look over and it's him. And he loves cats, but he's allergic to them. Um, so he can't really have one, but he loves them. And so Tallulah was out running around, and Tallulah always likes to show off in the window whenever he's outside too. And um, he's like, she's so pretty. Look at her. She's like, I love her patterns. And he's like, can I pick her up? I'm like, yeah, she's gonna let you pick her up. So he picked her up and held her, and she just purring. Then she throws herself on the ground and starts rolling around for him. And so that was, and then later today, um, I was in on the couch, and he went to his track practice, and he came home and she was in the window, and he's like, there's my pretty girl, look at you. So she got to talk to him again. um Andrew says, well, she loves him dancing around in the window. Yes. Andrew says, I heard a deep voice outside. Yeah, his voice is now so much deeper than it used to be. Kim says, so sorry you're ailing, William. Hope you get to bed early tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my back, I threw my back out, taking pictures of flowers. And yeah, let's see what else I got in here. Yeah, she shows off for anytime she sees him. These are beautiful. These are ametrine. Um, ametrine drops. Andrew says, did you talk to your mom? I did a little bit. These are ametrine drops. And you can see they've got a little bit of amethyst and a little bit of citrine in them. And they're really, really pretty. These are from Andrew's collection. You can see that they are two colors in one stone. At least I hope you can see that. I can see that for sure. Hopefully you can on the camera too. Um, and these are faceted drops, high-end stones. The high stakes sport of floral photography. I know, Anne, right? I threw my back out doing the dumbest things. The last time was taking clothes out of the dryer. And I always bend at the knees. Like I am one of like I do not generally bend at the waist for anything. I grew up just learning to bend at my knees, and I usually do that. And still, I bent at the knees. I was taking pictures of flowers. I was like in a crouching position, and then I went to stand up, and it hit me. And at first I was like, oh, I tweaked it a little bit. It's not too bad. And then it got bad. These are about 15 millimeters by about 8. 15 by 8 millimeters, $5 each, 3 of them available. Um, Kim says, I got an amazing box from AG today. I can't believe I'm sitting here and not back in the bead room putting something fabulous together. Oh, good, Kim. I'm glad it arrived. I'm glad you like it. Thank you so much for all of your support. Andrew says, you're not as careful with your back as you think you are. Apparently not. Apparently not. Since I keep throwing it out. But I also knew this morning that I was going to have problems. I had a feeling. It was so painful this morning. It was not painful. It was tender to the touch. And I know when it gets like that, um, it's going to be a problem if something happens, or it could very possibly be a problem. Anne says, Kim's so fun. I love AG box days. Good, good, good. Oh, Len is here, but is getting held for review. Len says, caught up now. Some fun buttons tonight. Yes, thank you for being here. You be acting like you're He-Man. I do oftentimes lift things maybe I shouldn't, but that's not usually when the problems happen. The problems happen when I take clothes out of the dryer and take pictures of flowers. These are check glass vintage leaves in this beautiful kind of blue, kind of aqua color. Really pretty. And they are approximately 15 by 10 millimeters. 15 by 10 millimeters. Andrew says it's cumulative. Maybe. Maybe. Andrew says, plus we both put on weight and that's not good for the back. No, it is not. That's I want to go running and I haven't gone running yet. Ooh, that was a little tweak happening there. Let's see here. These were 60. And I'll bring them down to 4. Let's do 40. Let's do 40 for y'all. That's the lowest we've ever gone on these. Hey, Dominique. Thanks for being here. So how is everyone? I've just been talking about my tweaked out back, but Everyone else seems to be fairly okay. Some people are tired. It's a low energy day. But thanks for being here. The He Man lift sets the stage for the floral back crick, right? It must be. Dominique says had to stop by and say hi while making pizza for dinner. Remember making pizza? Oh, it's so good. So good. These are ooh, got two of these available at $40 now instead of 60. These are black spinel on a sterling silver lobster claw and extender chain. These are three strands. You can see how they've twisted them together. Three strands of microfaceted black spinel put together to create a necklace. So that's a lot of black spinels. If you want to take this apart to use them, it's really hard for me to see because I can't bend over to the light. But these are about 2 millimeter, maybe 2 millimeter black spinel. Andrew says, wasn't someone looking for black spinel? I thought so too. So I pulled these. I don't know if you wanted spacers or not, but there's a lot on here because these are 16-inch strands and there are three of them. So it's really a really good price for microfaceted black spinel, 16-inch strands, three strands together, $40 only for all of it. I've got two of these available at that price if people would like those. Uh, let's see. Dominique says, "Oh no, I wish you were closer. I could take you through some stretches." I don't think I could do a stretch right now. I can barely walk. This is the only chair in the house I've been able to actually sit in at the moment. Although, if you have any suggestions, I will give you got a YouTube channel for me to watch a stretch. I can give it a try. Um, let's see here, because right now, uh, yeah, I'm I'm amazed that I'm here. I found this one chair in the house that feels good to sit in. I'm like, okay, I'll do the live because the chair feels good. Otherwise, I was going to go lay in the bed. This is WER 30. This is beautiful blue moonstone. Andrew says, I was going to do a more elaborate brooch, but I think I'm just going to get it done. It's up to you. Don't do it fast and quick on my account because if nothing else, I can go over to the bed. I can get myself there for sure. No problem. And then I'll eat whenever you do get home. But I'm probably going to try and get downstairs to make something to eat. Kimberly says she's a massage therapist in her day. Oh, I don't have a YouTube channel for yoga. Oh no. I didn't know that's what you did in your daytime. See, you would know what to do. Chunky, says Linus. Yes, they're very chunky. They've got some flash. Andrew says, nah, I'm ready for it to be done. These have got some flash. You can probably see some of the flash. They're not the flashiest, but they are big. They are big. Dominique says, not as much of my day job as it used to be for the massage. So this is WER 30, $28. Magical Moonstone, says Kim. Yeah, and that's a really good price. It is a vintage strand. It's really pretty. Like, I know everyone wants the big flash in Moonstone, but I think these big rocks, especially with the black in them, are just kind of really awesome. Like, I love those. And they do have some flash in them. They're just not the flashiest of flashiest. They'd be a lot more expensive if they were just nice, big, chunky moonstone. And just plus, I need to start on my generational trauma sculpture. Oh boy. Well, there, there you go, y'all. So thank you all for being here. I know I started early because I didn't want to sit around for a half hour once I finally got into my chair. So I'm sorry if you missed the beginning, the chat, the talk today. But thank you all for being here. Dominique says, I love that more raw look. Me too. And it's not completely raw, like, they're tumbled, polished, they're really nice, but yeah, they're more of a natural look, which I love. Hopefully somebody grabs those because I gave you, I think, a really good price on them. Um, that's it for me, y'all. I'm gonna go try and maneuver myself out of this chair now. Like I said, I am not going to be able to do the invoicing tonight for these, I don't think, unless some miracle happens. But I can't do it on this computer that's up here because it doesn't sync with everything else. And I can barely use this computer very much. So I will do that probably tomorrow if I'm feeling better, or when I'm next feeling better and can walk and carry my computer around. So, but thank you all. And if you saw anything you like, please send us an email for that. And that's it, y'all. If you have any questions, send us an email as well, and I will check that the best that I can. All right. Have an amazing night. Thank you so much. I'm going to go try and get a little bit of rest and relax. I was going to try and make money for Snag, says Andrew. Yes, you posted about that earlier. We're going to try and get to Snag together, and it's like $800. So, Andrew says maybe I'll make little sculptures. That'd be cool. What do y'all like? May the force be with you, William. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much. I hope so too. I hope so too. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Have an amazing evening, and we'll see you back here most likely tomorrow. All right, around 7:30 p.m.